technicians here at the Cat Hospital of Media, and this is Jack, and we've been fortunate enough to have him donate his time to help us out and do this instructional video on subcutaneous fluids. Okay, so now we're going to put our fluid setup together to get ready to give our subcutaneous fluids. So we're going to start with our fluid bag. We're going to open the bag, and then we're going to open the administration line. Untangle this. Now at this point, the next step is to spike the bag. So you're gonna take one of the tabs off. So you want to use a little bit of force. Sometimes twisting helps. And we have the bag spiked. Now we want to bleed the line. You can do this over a sink, or I'm just going to use some paper towels here. The end of the line has a cap on it. You just want to pop that off. And we're going to let the fluid go all the way through the line, and it's been bled. So as you can see, you have a little gauge here that you can roll. It's the little roller. It's to stop, it pinches the line to stop the flow. You also have this tab here that you can use to pinch the line to stop it or let the water flow as well. At this point, you're going to undo the needle, and you're going to pull back the lure lock, put it into the needle, and twist the lure lock to secure the needle. So this is a 1,000 milliliter bag. If your doctor has prescribed 100 milliliters or, for example, 150 milliliters, you can measure out each dosage. Where the line up top where you begin, there's a little dash, and down to the 1, that's going to be 100 milliliters. Down to the 2 is an additional 100 milliliters, and so forth. Right, now that we have our setup ready, we have the bag spiked, the line bled, and the needle all set, we want to hang the bag about 3 feet, ideally above the cat, to ensure good flow. You can use at home. I have a plant hanger that we use here. You can get something like this, put it on the back of a door. I've used coat hangers at home. Whatever you have at home to just hang the bag up high. Once we have the needle in and we undo the fluid line, you want to see a natural drip. About that flow is ideal. If you should find that your flow is much slower than that, you can pull the needle out a little bit, readjust. Sometimes spinning the needle, turning it clockwise or counterclockwise, pulls the needle off of the skin and allows the fluid flow to increase. So at this point, the best idea is to get your cat in a comfortable area. A lot of people like to find a tabletop such as this. You could even try it, the cat's in your lap, wherever they're comfortable. That's the biggest thing, is having them be comfortable and relaxing, because they're going to be here for about 10 minutes or so, depending upon the amount of fluids you're going to be administering. So we have as aids here, we have a nice tub of Temptations, which the cats love. We have a little bit of a wet Go-Gurt for cats, both of which are good to help keep the cat occupied. So now we're going to talk about where to put the needle. So the most ideal spot to give fluids is above the shoulder blades. There's a lot of loose skin up here. So what you want to do is tent the skin right above the shoulder blades. So you tent the skin, you can feel how it's very loose in here. Now we want to make sure we're always going to put the needle in parallel to the spine, never at any other angle, as to not puncture anything else. So at this point, I'm going to tent with my left hand. I'm going to feel the area. I'm going to have the cap off the needle at this point. And I'm going to insert the needle. You'll feel a little resistance until you get through the skin layer, and then I can hold the hub with my left hand and open the line with my right. Sometimes once you tent and get ready to pierce the skin, you can actually pierce through one side and come right back out the other side. If that should happen, you can just pull your needle back out and readjust. So in order to make this go as smoothly as possible, as I had said, you could try to use the carrier to keep them in an isolated area. Sometimes it makes the cats more comfortable. You can take the top off your carrier, and if you don't have another hand, this sometimes helps. It kind of keeps them in a structured area. So Jack's being great here in half of his carrier, and I can use both my hands to grab the fluid line and keep him controlled here. Another idea would be use kind of a bed that they're used to at home. Again, he has sides and it's a structured area where I'm able to kind of use the sides as another hand. So once you're done giving the amount of fluids that you need to, and you pull the needle out of your pet, you want to recap the needle. Now at this point, if you're going to be giving fluids quite frequently, you can leave this needle on and change it right before you give the next administration. You never want to reuse a needle. Once you're ready to redo the fluids, you want to take the used needle off. You're going to slightly twist it and pull it out. Now you need to remember to dispose of the needles properly. So we're going to take off the old needle and replace it with a new needle. We're going to put it on the hub and twist the lure lock so it's secure in place, and you're able just to pull the cap off. We just wanted to remind everybody at home that giving subcutaneous fluids is unique to each case. Fluids are used to aid or treat a medical condition. Each case has a different frequency, a different amount, and different equipment used. It's very important to discuss all of this with your veterinary professional and technicians in order to help your animal at home. So administering sub-Q fluids may seem like a daunting challenge. However, the more frequently you do it, the easier it can become. If you're still uneasy about giving sub-Q fluids at home, you're more than welcome to give us a call here at the hospital and schedule a demo with one of the technicians to give you some more pointers.